Hey everybody. We're live here and we are. I know you're like anyway, let me get my jaw working. But anyhow, so it is Saturday here and some of you have been wanting me to do a live, so here I am. Get some power on here. My coffee. Well, if it isn't a lovely short hair boy haircut. Mrs. Big Belly. Just getting my day started. Whew. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let me find some glasses so I can read some comments. This is my view today. I got a heavy haul moving some of those buildings, AI buildings. AI is bringing lots of work to the nation right now, especially in the trucking industry. I am here, Ruthie the Bee. Hello, Ruthie the Bee. Where are all your... Alright, Ruthie the Bee, wifey's here. Wifey's here. You see that big AI building on the back of that truck? Oh, looks like I need to clean my lens. slow charging. How you doing, Mr. Kevin? Got pretty cool here this morning. It stayed warm most of the night. I was running the air conditioner, but this morning it really cooled off. Yesterday I ended up, the Mac tool guy was supposed to have been here first thing yesterday morning, and he didn't show up, and then we tried calling him several times and texting him, and well, about between 12 and 1, he finally decided to answer a text and said that the socket that I ordered didn't come in. So I wasted the whole morning just waiting on a phone call. People don't know how important it is when people are waiting on you to answer a phone call or a text. It'll make or break a person's day. So anyway, my day got totally ruined because after that, then I had to start hunting down the tools with the local places, and well, I never did find a tool. Called Napa. We called Napa and called CarQuest, O'Reilly's, and so nobody had it. Nobody had the tool, and that's a 3/4 by 3/4 12-point socket. Nobody had it. So what I ended up doing is looking at Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight has impact deep socket 12-point, but it's in the 1/2-inch drive. So I'm gonna get an Uber this morning. I'm gonna get an Uber this morning, and after we finish this live here, and run over to Logan, which is supposed to be 15 miles over that mountain there, and they got a Harbor Freight over there, and get those impact. I'll get a couple of them because at 12, I'm sure I'll break it. Plus they have the pressurizing kit and with the radiator cap, so I'm gonna put my hoses back on. Haven't heard from Tracy. They're coming back from California, and they're supposed to come and load me up, load up Big Belly and Blueford and take us back that way. But meanwhile, I want to stay busy. I don't want to be standing around looking for parts all day, so I'm gonna get an Uber and go to Logan, and they don't sell them individuals, so I'll have to buy 2 sets of they're like $30, 2 sets, $30-something, 2 sets of impact sockets to get that 12-point that I want. And it's in a 1/2-inch drive. It's not a 3/4-inch drive, so that's why I need to get 2 sets, because in case I break one, I'll probably break both of them. But anyway, I need to get them. Plus, I need to get that pressurizing kit, pressurize the system, and see where the water's coming from. So I haven't moved forward any at all. Yesterday, I didn't even touch the truck yesterday. Didn't even touch it. Doing all right, Mr. Kevin. We are frozen. Good morning. Good morning. How far away are the Gentry crew? Well, I haven't heard from. I believe Casey, and Tracy are coming from California, and they have not made contact with me, so I don't know where they're at. I was just talking to Ruthie about that this morning. How communication has really, well, it's a big thing. It's when you don't communicate and people are waiting on you when they're sitting there not doing nothing, waiting on you to communicate. They could be doing other things if you just communicate with them, let them know where you're at, or what's going on, or whatever. Like I wasted a whole morning yesterday waiting on a phone call or a text message. Yeah, well, they're coming back from California, so I don't know when they left or whatever, but Mr. Orland stopped by here yesterday, and he said that they're on their way back from California. They got the stretched RGN, and I don't know what they were doing. I guess boats or whatever, but so yeah, slow charge. It keeps telling me slow charge. So anyway, 79 is good. But anyway, so I wouldn't imagine that they're too far away. If they've been coming back from California and I'm only here just below Salt Lake or above Salt Lake, they might be right here. I wouldn't know because nobody's communicating. Yeah, I mean, so we live in a world of communication. We live in a world where all you got to do is put your finger out or use your voice, and it's that easy to communicate. But you would still think that we were in a landline world. You can't make communication any easier than what it is in today's world, but people still have a freaking issue with communicating. So it has nothing to do with the device, it has more to do with the person. Well, I guess we shouldn't get me started on communication because I was pretty worked up about it before I got this load. Sitting around for 2.5 weeks, nobody answering my phone calls or my texts, and me missing my doctor's appointments, thinking I was going to go out on a load, and nobody calling me and stuff. So, yeah, it really, communication is important. Might not be important to people who obviously it's not important to everybody. It's only important to those who are waiting for you to call. Having my first cup of coffee. It's still early out here. Yeah, well, that'd be nice, Mr. Michael. Just lovely. We enjoy meeting our subscribers. Landline world, that's too funny. We have met a handful of people from our child. Hey, you know what? I remember when I lived in Arroyo Seco, California, and we had a landline, and then there was a payphone if you walked a mile up the road. And so, yes, right. Sometimes our landline wouldn't work, but if you walked a mile up the road, up at the lodge, there was a payphone up there that you could stick quarters in, or dimes. Back in them days, it was dimes. Stick dimes in, make a phone call. And that the truck stops, all the restaurants would have phones on the end of the table, and in the lounge, the trucker lounge, they would have booths, booth after booth after booth, pay phones. And yeah, that was, I remember that. I mean, that wasn't too long ago. It might have been forever for y'all, but to me, it was like yesterday. Yeah, if you're 59, 4 years younger than I am, you'd remember. Um, One of these buttons up here makes somebody a moderator. I can't remember. Is that video clear? I can't really tell. Is y'all's video clear? Is it going in and out, or what the heck's going on there? This phone is crazy. I haven't been cooking. I've been eating at Burger King. I was seriously thinking about cooking. I got 3 ribeyes in there. I've been seriously thinking about cooking this morning, actually. I have some bacon and eggs and stuff like that. But, you know, so on the for real side, I haven't been thinking about cooking. I've just been thinking about getting this truck up and running. And I know I've had a lot of negative comments about blah, 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 blah. But, you know, when a motor does what it does and you're in a situation like I am, now I'd have been further along. But like I said, I made a mistake in the beginning that the professionals would told me. So, and that mistake is that I drained the system. So, so the proper procedure with these, this is getting a little cool. The proper procedure with these, when you have water in your oil, is to do not drain the antifreeze, but drain the oil and drop the pan gasket and pressurize the system and see where the water's coming from. So unlike a gasoline motor where you get water in the oil, you know, to go after the head. Well, that's what I was doing. So I was going with my experience with gasoline engines. But that was a mistake. That's where I made a mistake. I was thinking gasoline engines, and these diesel engines has a different process because of the liners and other places it can get water in from. So anyway, because I didn't go through that process, where I'm at now, I decided that I would back up and go back through that process because it's not too late. All I got to do is put the hoses back on. And so, and I kept all my antifreeze, so I'll just dump all that back down there. I got to get an Uber and go to Harbor Freight in Logan which is 15 miles from here, and go pick up the. They have a radiator, and they have a cooling system pressurized kit uh, for 129 bucks. And then they have some impact sockets. They're not 3/4, but they're 1/2 inch. And so I'll get a couple sets, but it has that 12 point, 3/4 12 point that I need. So, and I have the adapters. And if I don't have the, I might pick up a couple more adapters to adapt down from my bigger tools. Look at the way that thing turns. I bet you Timmy'd love to have that. Moving them AI buildings right now is a big, big deal. So much so that I was watching somebody. I might have to do some more research on it, but AI buildings, all this AI technology is going on in the country right now has. I don't know if it's true or not, but I saw an article on YouTube last night where they were saying that on the flatbeds right now, it's the flatbed rate right now is well, how do I say it? Anyway, I can't remember what it is, but flatbed loads are is it 71 loads to one truck right now? Is that what I think I heard? But anyway, as far as flatbedding, it looks pretty good right now in the market. I don't know how true that is, but from what I understand, it's really picking up, and it's all because of the AI technology that's going on in the country right now. So right now, the country is in a race with AI technology. And last year, Trump put together all those billionaires, and they've invested a lot of money, and they're really pumping out the AI technology, and it's really as far as heavy haul and flatbedding and step decks and stuff like that, it's really helping in that part of the trucking industry. If they would just pick up and straighten out the part with all the illegals running out here, it'd be all right. Tell them about what you and I were talking about. What was I talking about? Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's almost out of here. There it goes. They're making good money on that. About 50 grand. Move one of those loads. What is it? Is it? Stephen, tell them about the reason for good attitude. What we talked about. Well, so some people have been reflecting on my attitude. Well, I don't know if y'all know or not, but in my 20s, I did time, and there 1 year I spent a whole year in the hole in a medical facility because of suicidal stuff, and then another year I was in a hole for some other stuff, and so 2 of those years out of those 11 years, I was in a one-man cell that I never came out of. I got my food there, I got my bed, sheeting, clothing, everything. I didn't come out of my cell for nothing. So, and even my shower was in my cell. So, and I can tell you that I laid there and thought and dreamed and begged and would have loved the opportunity to have a wife and a son, and a job, and a trucking career, and the ability to experience all that I'm experiencing right now. I'm such a blessed man. It is such a blessing to be able to live this life in this world and in America with a beautiful wife and a handsome, smart boy that's a rebel, and to provide for them, and to go through these challenges of an owner operator, and to go through these obstacles of breaking down, and figuring out how to get my lights on. My lights were on. Wow. And that couldn't have been good for the battery. But anyway, to have this opportunity, this challenge in my life, that's what it is. It's an opportunity. It's a challenge. It's exciting. I know. Am I looking forward to blow up my motor? No, heck no, I'm not. But am I gonna? Is it a make or break moment? I don't think so. It's another challenge that the Lord has brought my way, and I need to stand up to the plate, and that's what I've done. I'm standing up to the plate. There's no reason for me to bend over and whine and moan and cry. I stay really close to the Lord Jesus Christ, and get all the strength and from Him. And when I start feeling negative, I expect that the Holy Spirit will, yank me up by the back of my neck, and straighten me out, because, I have no reason to whine, moan, and complain. The only thing that I have a problem with is my body. My body, I have to have surgery this summer, and I just got through with a big rash. And so my body, it just doesn't want to get pushed as much as I want to push it. So that's the only problem I'm having right now, is just having the strength and the ability to push my body. But I'm going to push it as far as I can, as hard as I can, because that's what it's made for. It's not made to lay around and be lazy. All right, let me see. AI technology is the future. Well, and it's really picking up the flatbed industry and the open deck industry. Look at that big dollar roll. Yes. Think you about what I want you to talk about. Good. Stephen, we have all had a past. And that's exactly where it belongs, in the past. Such a blessed man. Well, because people make mistakes and do the wrong things in the past, it doesn't make them a bad person. It just, some of us are hard-headed, and some of us can be idiots sometimes. But the important thing is that we grow and learn from it, and become better from it. And so, that's if you fall down, get up, wipe yourself off, and get up and go. Hello, Mr. George. Who's Mr. George? Where's Mr. George? Not made to lay around and be lazy. Find out. Well, that Ruthie B, she's a typer, boy. She can type up faster than I can talk, it seems like. Woo! When I take those glasses off like that, it makes my head spin. Oh, I got some comments somewhere that I didn't read. So, uh, yesterday was a total. I didn't even touch the truck yesterday. Never even uncovered my tools because I got up first thing in the morning and rushed off and went up there to catch the Mack truck because I wanted to get that 1 inch to 3/4 inch adapter, and I wanted to get that 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch 12-point impact socket, and he wasn't there. And so I stood around and wait. We tried calling him. He didn't answer his phone. He didn't answer his text. Well, after 12 o'clock, almost 1 o'clock sometime, he finally answered a text, and so it didn't come in. So, I mean, it just basically, and then it kind of ruined my day. And then Mr. James came in and got the trailer. Hello, Mr. Orland. And then I helped him with the trailer, and then Mr. Orland came by and stopped and visited, and he said that Tracy was on their way from California, and so I didn't even get to touch my truck yesterday. So today I'm gonna get an Uber and go to Logan and go get some tools from them. Most important tool that I want to get at this point is a pressurized kit so I can pressurize the system. Doopy Dobbs. Haven't seen that one in there in a minute. Howdy. Yeah, that Ruthie B boy, she's a typer. I bet you smoke comes off of her fingertips. She types so fast. Probably have to get stainless steel keyboard, burning that keyboard up. That Ruthie B is something else. With her boy haircut. I think I'm gonna make myself one more cup of coffee before I start my day. Ow! I was sitting Indian style and I let my legs down. My knees didn't like that too much. Whew. So, one of our great legends passed on last night or yesterday sometime. Been around my whole life. Mr. Chuck Norris. Mr. Norris passed on. So he'd been around so long that I got so used to him being around, and how they talked about, how they stay young by eating this and eating that, and then next thing you know, it's dead. So I guess we all got to go sometime. I don't, Mr. Orland, I haven't heard from Tracy, so I don't know where they're at. I don't know if you heard from them or not. This cup of coffee right here cost me $10 if I was to go to Starbucks and make it. I have no idea who that was. Phone was ringing and next thing I know it went off. You think they're those kind of people that just drive up and wouldn't tell you that they were coming or whatever? That's probably something I would do. New voicemail. Well, somebody probably scam or spam or whatever you call it. Am I missing something? I'd like to have an old percolator. I bet you a percolator would make a good cup of coffee. Huh. I'd like to have a percolator, one of those percolators that are made from, what was that white stuff? Corning? Is that Corning ware? My dad had one of those. It's a type of glass that Corning ware, but it had a percolator that was made in that Corning ware, and that thing made really good coffee in that glass. We have been trying to reach you about your engine. Who's that? YouTube is awesome. We have been trying to reach you about your engine warranty. Oh yeah, sure. Well, I know I got at least a couple more years on that. You know, I've been waiting on Caterpillar to get a hold of me on that engine warranty. I'm Persian and it hurts when the U.S. is starting to kill us. Oh. Whoa. Yeah, I guess that would hurt. We used to live in Corning, New York. Where's Corning, New York at? Moving to South Carolina 8 years ago. Is that in the upper state? New York to South Carolina. Boy, coffee's a brewing. See how it leans a little bit? Oh man, that made my head spin. But you see how it leans a little bit? So there's a little trick to that. This coffee pot gets grounds in it because I pour my water from my cup of coffee, and those grounds get stuck in the screen down there. So I lean it over a little bit, so when the water boils, the grounds will go lay over in the corner and not get in the screen, because if it gets in the screen, then it slows. Well, it's slow anyway. And I like it when it goes slow, because the slower it is, the stronger it is. But it'll get so plugged up that the water can't come through. So if I lean it over a little bit, it keeps the grounds to the far side where it doesn't get in the screen, and plug it up where it doesn't get water to go through it. So it takes 2 or 3 times to pump the water through, because it just barely gets the water through. But I like it like that, because the slower the water goes through it, the stronger the coffee is. And that's why I got horse teeth. I got the yellow horse teeth from drinking coffee oil. Sometimes I wonder about these people that get on here and make comments. Oh yeah, well, I like South Carolina. That's a nice place. I used to, when I ran Florida for 3 years, running coils, aluminum coils, down to Jacksonville. I did that for 3 years, and I would go up to South Carolina to the port there in Savannah and load out of the port and bring loads back up to Nashville, and then go to the house and take a day or 2 off and go back to Logan Aluminum, grab my coils and run them down to Jackson. I did that for 3 years. In fact, I paid my truck off, my Peterbilt. I paid my Peterbilt off doing that for 3 years. See, it should have ran. Oh man, when I do that, it spins my head around. It should have filled the cup up, but I only got a quarter cup. That's how restrained the screen is. I'm making pure motor oil over here. That's motor oil coffee right there. I gotta have my motor oil. I'm an old trucker. Gotta get your motor running. Come on, coffee pot, you can do it. Yeah, I got my my whatchamacallit card. What the heck you call that card? To get into the port. Yeah, my TWIC card. Gotta have that, or you have to pay an escort. Alright, I got one more time. And gotta add a little bit of water because it's boiled the water off this many times. See, making my cup of coffee is an experience. I bet you most people drink my cup of coffee, the hair would be standing up on their heads. Ruthie hates my wallet, but it worked for me. When I wear these reading glasses and I move my head around, it makes me dizzy. Stephen actually said yesterday that he didn't know if he could continue to pay $20 a bag. Yes, I know exactly where the port is. Yes, it sure is hot. That is cool that you know what he's talking about, the port. Yes, ma'am. 42 watching, 22 likes. Hit the like button. Stephen Motor Oil Coffee. Thank you. Look at the Twit card. Nice mugshot. Experience or experiment? This is the real experience. You get to be with Stephen while he makes his coffee. Haha. Wow, you seem trustworthy. Bro, I want a babysitter gig. Well, oh man, every time I do that, I move my head with them glasses, it's like makes my head spin and makes my stomach move. Well, I gotta fix that. I forgot about that. I just got reminded. See this here right here? This cabinet? So I was doing something. I think I was up there and I got down and I put my foot on this thing and I ripped the bolts out of it. So I got, see the light coming through there? I guess I can do that. I got to take those nuts off and put a bigger washer. This cabinet's moving around. So I got to fix that. I made my bed. What's the old saying? Now that you made your bed, you gotta lie in it. Well, I'm not gonna lie down. I'm trying to get up, get motivated. Give me an Uber. Look at that guy. He's driving through here 50 freaking miles an hour. Must be one of them Californians. Wow. Yeah, probably what that is, flip-flops. More than likely. They had a flip-flopper going into the shop up there yesterday, and he couldn't read. They kept telling him, "Can't you read that sign? You can't come in the shop. You have to stay in this waiting room or go outside, but you can't come in the shop. Can't you read?" And he couldn't speak English, and they had to get after him and start pointing fingers. Out, get out! And the guy couldn't understand. I think he was Indian. He couldn't understand what they were saying, and they kept telling him, "Can't you read? Can't you read?" And he was like, he broken English and stuff, and he tried to speak English, but he couldn't speak English, and so anyway, they started just pointing and saying, "Get out, get out! You have to get out!" In the shop yesterday. So yeah, there's still plenty of those running around here. I personally don't mind that there's foreign truck drivers. I mean, this is America, the melting pot. But as long as they're legit and that they abide by the rules. And one of the number one rules is knowing how to read and write American English. I don't know if so much if you need to know how to talk it, but you certainly know how to read and write it. I will say one thing, they do stick together. Where there's one, there's another 2 or 3 trucks in pursuit. They do stick together, a lot of them. I can say that about them. Well, that guy yesterday that was in the shop couldn't read, and he couldn't speak English either. I mean, he had broken English, what they call broken English. He could speak a couple words here and there, but for the most part, he couldn't really, he couldn't elaborate in English what he wanted to say. And when people were talking to him, he couldn't really understand what they were saying to him. So, yeah. And he sounded like he was Indian and looked like he was Indian. The government keeps saying that they're going to clean that up and clean it up. They've been saying that for a year. Well, I think they would have to, because here they are in this big country of America, and they're coming over here legit or illegal. I don't know how they got here, if they came here illegal, but they do stick together. They would have to. I don't blame them. If I was them, I would do the same thing. This big, beautiful America of opportunities. You can come over here and pay somebody $500 and get a CDL and make money. Get a big Volvo and eat all kinds of truck stop food. Heck yeah. That's better than living in a desert and riding a camel. Heck yeah, I'd come over here and drive a semi truck and eat up all the truck stop garbage food and over living in the desert and riding a camel any day. What do you guys think that is over there? That look like jet motors? It looks like it's on, I don't know what that is. It says engine. So that's what those are. Those are jet motors over there on that flatbed. You typically don't see jet motors like that. It's sitting on top of, is that pallets or railroad ties? I wonder what kind of engine that is. The packaging cover says, and then it has an an airplane insignia on the side of it. So those are probably some jet engines. Wow, they're really downgrading when they start shipping jet engines on the back of a flatbed on top of railroad ties like that. Wow, that's taking advantage of people, I guess. Low rates. That's how you get low rates right there. I don't know how to zoom in on this on the live, sir. I've been trying to figure that out for the longest. How do you do that? I wished I knew how to zoom in. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, yeah, okay. So that's how you zoom in. You grab the picture, but it won't come in very clear because of the windshield. Let's do this. Let's open this window, and then you can't see it. See that? Well, I know you can't see it. It's blurry, but that's not normally the way they ship jet engines. Usually they put them in a closed box or a Conestoga. They typically don't ship them out in the open like that. I got it this morning and took a bath and shaved. Sorta. It gets cold over here a few hours before daylight. It really gets cold. I don't know how cold it was, but I woke up and it was cold this morning. But I took a bath anyway. There's this Peterbilt's been sitting here for I know it's been sitting here for 4 or 5 years because it was here the time that I was in my black Freightliner and I was looking for a load, and Mike Taylor came and visited me here, and this truck was sitting here then, and it's still sitting here now, and it doesn't have any door tags on it. So y'all, anybody looking for a truck, that thing there might be a prospect if you want to try to hunt down the owner. Looks like it could be a pretty nice truck if the guy change out those black tanks above the steps there and put some stacks on it, some picket elbows, and change out that bumper and put a drop down visor on it, and put some good motor running gear in that dude, and an AP unit, change out that sleeper and put a 70-inch bunk on it, and put some Blueford decals on it, and be ready to roll. Be riding around in a classic Peterbilt. Huh. I've had my Peterbilts. I've had 3 of them. I've had my fill. Now I just want a good healthy truck that won't break down and get me stuck in a truck stop somewhere across the country. That's all I'm looking for. Are you married? I am. I'm a married man. And I got horse teeth. Well, it don't leave you out. You can hang around, Miss Annie Divins. You can hang around. Just because we're married folks don't mean we can't talk to one another. I've been married to the beautiful young Ruthie B for 22, going on 23 years now. She can type so fast she can make the keyboard smoke. Well, you know, we all have our hang-em-ups. So we met in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. I knew Ruthie B's uncle, and I was hanging out with him, and he had to go someplace, so he decided to drop me off at his sister's house. And this young girl, this 24-year-old girl, was chasing me around, and so that 24-year-old girl at that time, I was 40 or something like that, 42, turned out to be my wife. Couldn't get her away from me. She was stuck on me like glue. Tried to wipe her off, and she's still there. So, well, couldn't get rid of her. I guess I might as well marry her, so I wasn't living in sin. Now 23 years has done creeped on by. Well, I tell you, we got all kinds of stalkers planted next to our house. We got corn stalks. We got, what's that other stuff that they got growing around there? The cane, and there's all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stalks. Yeah, she did. She latched on and wouldn't let go. She said, I got me a man. Boy, these mountains are beautiful out here. Haven't been outside yet, so we'll go outside for a little bit. Turn that APU off first. Turn that loud dude off. Tomatoes and peppers and squash and zucchini. Sugar cane, yeah, that's what it is. No, it's not sugar cane. What is it? Sorghum. That's what it is, sorghum. The Mennonites grow sorghum, so we got those stalks hanging around too. So now, where's my battery pack? Oh, so I don't lose charge. Gotta have that before we go outside. And take my glasses so I can read. I gotta try not to leave my glasses on when I'm walking because it makes me sick to my stomach. I gotta haul some garbage to the garbage can because I had a bath and I made garbage. That one looks full, so we'll go to this one over here. I'm trying not to get ran over by a flip-flopper. They'll run through here 60, 80 miles an hour. And they're bubbles. Got a Texan right there. Phone doesn't focus in very well, does it? Oh, am I hard to hear? That motor over there was running. So I poured some antifreeze in there, and that's what that wet stuff is underneath it. I was looking for that. I dropped it, and I want to keep it. Can't remember where it goes, but I remember I needed it. So I never even uncovered yesterday. Probably won't today either. I gotta go get parts from Harbor Freight, or tools. So that's all the stuff off the truck underneath them tarps and boxes. Oh, Bluford's tore down. He'll get back together. Bluford will be, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We'll get Bluford up better than ever, better than before, stronger, mightier. Bluford don't leak. That was one of them truck drivers came by here in the middle of the night. That's what leaked. Bluford don't leak. Blipper's a good boy. I don't know why it doesn't come in clear. What's that say? Years and years ago, I used to have an ACB handle named Baby. An ACB handle. I don't have my glasses on. Sorry. Let me put my glasses on. Baby doll. That used to be my CB handle, but it's not anymore. Somebody else took it. My CB handle now is what? What is it? Annie? Wow, that's kind of weird. I looked and it said 60 live, and an instant it was 49. Well, that's really weird. That sun feels really good on the back of my legs. I need to get a broom and sweep that. That's coffee grounds. I don't mind throwing coffee grounds on the ground. I know it doesn't look the best, but that's really healthy for the coffee grounds to be on the ground, because when it dries, the wind will blow it, and it eventually end up back in the weeds over there and make them weeds real happy. Coffee's good for the ground, so that's why I throw it on the ground, because it's good for the ground. Grounds are good for the ground. I don't throw anything on the ground but grounds. Anywho, I don't know what time it is, but I better be getting motivated. I need to get an Uber and go to Logan. Go to get me some tools so I can get motivated, start working. Nobody's calling me and telling me when they're going to be here, so I just stay on schedule, I guess. So yeah, I run my whole day yesterday waiting on a tool truck. I shouldn't say it ruined my day, but I ain't getting any work done. I still had a good time visiting with the Rocky Mountain Truck Center guys over there. Those people have been polite to me. And then the people across the road over there, they've been polite. And then the people in the truck stop, they've been really nice to me. So it's not like I'm having a bad day or I'm not having a good time. I mean, I could certainly be in a worse place. I could be in the desert riding a camel. Yeah, I thought of that. Yeah, you're right. In fact, I'm going to put the valve covers and the pan gasket on before we start trucking down the road, just to keep all the trash out of there, because the cleaner it stays, the better off it'll be. That's why I keep the hood closed. Yeah, I'm going to put the pan back on, put a couple bolts in it. And then I also need to get under there and release the brakes. Probably, but today I want to run over and get that pressurized kit so I can pressurize the system before I put the pan back on. Yeah, so Tim has got a truck coming back from California with an LGN, and they're going to come by here and pick up yours truly and Bluford and take us back to Sweetwater, and I'm gonna build the motor over there. They might try to help me where they can, but at least get me back to the shop where I can get some help and have access to they can help me out as a team, because as Tim would say, is that a tongue twister? As Tim would say, we're a team. And when one of us isn't doing well, it's holding the others back. So we're a team. We stick together. And when one isn't doing well, we're not doing well. So we all got to keep together in order to operate correctly. So we work together as a team. So Tim had to remind me that we're a team, and when one of us is hurting, all of us are hurting. So I got to get Big Belly back up on the road. Yeah. So I still want to do as much work as I can, while instead of just letting time pass by. So I want to go get a pressurized kit and pressurize the system and see where the water's coming from. So when I pulled the pan, there was one drop of water sitting on the number 5 rod main bearing on the bottom of it. One drop of water. That was the only water I saw. So I want to see more than that. So I'll put the system back together and get it pressurized and see where the water's actually coming from. Old man, let me see. What does that say? Old man on the hill. Oh, that's pretty cool. Old man on the hill. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Old man on the hill. I do run. No. My APU is running, but it's actually cycling through the heater core. It's cycling through the heater core, and some of it, and the water still hooked up to the motor, and that there is a little bit of antifreeze in the motor, but mostly the cycling is going between the APU and the heater core. So I was thinking that it was cycling through the motor and that it was leaking, but now that I got the pan off, there hasn't been not one drop of water coming out of the motor. So other than where you saw where that one valve isn't shutting off all the way and it leaks. Yeah, it wouldn't do much good to kick your work partners down, would it? That wouldn't do you any good to kick a partner down. If your partner goes down, you go down with them. Well, I'm gonna put the system back together today. After I get back from on the Uber, I'm gonna go to Logan and get the pressurized kit. Well, it wasn't gonna do me no good to have a pressurized kit if the system isn't back together. So I'm gonna put the system back together, fill filled Bluford up. Sorry about that, Bluford. Bluford's a boy. So I filled Bluford back up full of antifreeze and pressurized the system. So I'm gonna put the system back together. I did notice that that the clamp on one of the return hoses from the back heater, the sleeper heater, needs a new hose clamp on it. So it looks like it's getting ready to break. It's rusty. So I never noticed that before. So it's pretty nice to see stuff when you're working on it and you can take care of it. What comment is that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna have to put an end. I know you're just getting started, but guess what? Well, I'll charge my batteries, y'all. I'll charge my batteries. Look forward to that. I'm gonna charge my batteries. I'm gonna call an Uber and get him out here. I'm gonna inform the Uber that we're gonna do a live, and we're gonna do a live and go on over and get some tools to work on Bluford. And so I'm gonna politely remove myself from the live stream and get an Uber over here and get my batteries charged up, and we'll go live when the Uber gets here. How about that? Is that cool with y'all? We can go on an Uber ride to Logan, Utah, to the Harbor Freight and go get some tools. Read the rest of the comments. Oh man, we want to see Uber ride. Watch and like. Make a hose loop. Thank you. I did that already. I got a loop. It's good to work with people that kick. Old has been running. Old man on the hill. He has been running the APU. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Can't you just run? I do. No, it doesn't pressurize the system. Thankful that Steven is headed back to the brand new shop. Yeah. I wonder if I can get the floor stained up. Bluford and I can stain the floor. Anyway, there, I read the comments, Miss Ruthie B. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a wonderful day right where you are. We'll bring the live back up when I get the Uber, and we'll ride on over to Logan, Utah from TREMONTON. It's 15 miles. And go to Harbor, Uber. We're going to take the Uber to go to Harbor to get some tools, and then we'll be back. So see y'all later. Have a wonderful day right where you are. God bless. Have lots of fun. And my horse teeth.